Welcome back to another EDD Toolbar update. Today I decided to change how some of the tools work, and I want to show you how the new way they're going to work as opposed to how they worked in the previous version of a toolbar. Let's go to my screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as you may remember, in the previous video I showed you how I transferred some of these tools for working with base numbers and path to a separate tab. However, I was never happy with how they worked. To explain, let's create a directory list here and just load some files here. So in the previous version, if you were to go to a path tool and you click on split path to name an extension, what the toolbar would do is use the columns to the right, and it would split the data and push it over to the right. And I never liked that. There is a danger of overwriting existing data, or it just didn't feel right. So the way it works now is when you select an area, you can click on this, and now you see how the fields got pushed over. So the columns basically get inserted as opposed to just data flows over to the other side. Now, the one thing that is kind of weird here is the field headers, because the application doesn't really know what to do with them. So it kind of detected file path header as just file path and extension was empty, right? It kind of makes sense. That's just how it parsed it, because it doesn't know whether it's a header or you just selected a small section. But this is really nice if you just working with some data and you say, okay, well, give me a file size, and you see how it just pushes it over neatly. And then for the other files, or other rows, it is blank. So you could see how the toolbar just created a column and populated numbers only for these records, and whatever below left blank, right? They didn't just kind of overwrite this part. So that's one of the important things I changed. Now, the second thing is, depends on which tool you're using. In the past, you would either had to or could have selected the entire column or a specific range. And some of the tools required you to select a range, because when you do select a column, you're also selecting all these blank columns on the bottom. And depends which tool you were using, EDD Toolbar didn't really like it, right? For some things, like it really wanted the exact selection. And so this took a little while to figure out. But I found a way to exclude these blanks from the bottom. So whenever you select the whole column, it's not going to try to perform an action on all these blanks. And it's not doing like something simple like, oh, if the cell is blank, then do nothing. It's actually gets completely ignored. So there is a logic that figures out what all the range of the columns is used and what is the user selection, and it combines the two and figures things out. So you don't have to worry about just selecting a whole column, hitting a button, and it's just going to do its thing. And it's not going to sit there for like 5 minutes just looping through empty cells, which some of the tools would have done in the previous version. So those are the two major things that I've updated. So all these tools, they're going to push the columns over. And also we are automatically ignoring all the blanks in the bottom. So we're not sitting there waiting for the application to read the empty cell and just ignore it. So that's going to be it for EDD Toolbar update. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I will see you on another update.